About Timaru Metal Recyclers, cash for scrap, right in Redruth Street in Timaru. They're going to bring us this one here, 10 laps, and this is going to feel like the blink of an eye sort of stuff. Start here at levels is so important. It's a short shoot into turn number 1. Feels like you've been fired out of a cannon into the Par&Co S's. You go around the brilliant turn number 3, the Castrol curve, where if you're setting up your bike around Levels International Raceway, that is the most important corner in New Zealand road racing to get the drive out of there. And then we go down the back straight. 10 corners in all, and it's all on here. Great to have a big field of 14 super bikes out there at the moment, and this one here about to get underway. We've got the MTF Finance Timaru medical car in behind them as well, so the lights are going to come on, and then they're going to go out. When they go out, we're going to go, and we're away. Our front row gets a great start. Look at Al Hoogie driving up along the outside as Jake Lewis as well. They're going to be side by side, but it's Damon Ree's going to hang on to that one there, lead them out of turn 2. The 92 Demon Damo, Jake Lewis, a great start of the outside of row 1. He's in second place. Al Hoogie there in third with Mitchell Rees in fourth. And a good start there from Scotty Moyer. So our top 5 flying down the back straight at the moment. And this one's going to be on as we see Jake Lewis pull up alongside Damon Rees. But Damo's just going to hold that inside line. This is going to be a frantic 10-lapper on the edge of our seat.
Well, great to see as we get underway, and looking forward to taking an opportunity to watch him live, loud and proud as we get our update and go round the back of McKissick's completely resurfaced track too, by the way, folks. Brand new seal down there, probably still a little bit green as far as tar seal's concerned. That'll be better in another 12 months' time as it gets right into the race line, but certainly a lot more traction than they might have seen otherwise out there now, Brad.
Yeah, out of the hairpin. Little short shoot, you come round that little right-hander into the bus stop for the first time. It's Damon Rees leading, Jake Lewis, Al Hoogie and Mitchell Rees. And we go to Scotty Moyer there in 5th place, Sloan Frost and Daniel Medham rounding out to our top 7. This is all on here, and Damon Rees doing exactly what he needed to do. Get out in front and try and control this race. Jake Lewis doing a great job in second place, but look at the drive Al Hoogie gets out of turn number 3, so down the back straight they scream at the moment. In our 10-lap Superbike race, we've got a race for each of our championship classes on the program this afternoon, and this one here is looking brilliant as we see those 2 Yamahas, second and third. There's nothing in between them at the moment as they go into the awesome, probably the coolest corner in New Zealand motor racing, the creasing radius left-hand of the McKissick curve. There's about 40 different lines you can take out there, and it's very important to get it right. This one here, look at Mitchell Rees too. He's getting himself in the mix as well. This battle for the podium, certainly red hot at the moment.
Well, trying to get right around the outside of those Yamaha boys so that he might be able to line himself up and overtake 2 at once, but they were going to be too tight on the corner to let that kind of come through down to what we call a bus stop, which is effectively stop-go again. So it's a right, then it's a left, then it's a right again. So when they come onto the straight, they're not quite as quick as they might have otherwise been if they followed just the general curve through there. Of course, this is the modified track, or the updated track. It's been around now for 30 plus years. And we all love it here at Levels International Raceway. Great crowd in to enjoy racing. Many of them, of course, sit in their vehicles and up on the embankment. Great spectator viewing point to watch all these guys. And they are on for it at the moment, on big time. And it's Mitch putting the challenge in, but it's the Yamaha boys that have got themselves a 2-3, of course. The move that was made then was from Al Hoogie, who went up on Mitch Rees after his just average start. Damon getting to run on the inside, but Jake Lewis, for me, the most impressionable of those on that front row, and he's got that second place, and Brad, he's holding that second place. He's not going to give that up, not even to his teammate Al Hoogie.
No, Al's up the inside. Al's got it done, so Al's now in second place. There it is. You can see the number 1 there coming out of the hairpin. Short shoot into sweeping left-hander. We come screaming into the bus stop, and it is a frantic pace on a Superbike through the bus stop. You've got to get it all 100% right. But it's Damon Rees on the Team Rees Honda flying at the moment. He was a 1:03.4 that last time round. He's got the fastest lap of the race at a 1:03.3, so he is the man to beat at the moment. Al Hoogie just did his fastest time of the race with a 1:03.4, so this is all on. The 2 out in front match for pace, but it's a second the gap at the moment. So Damon Rees back to Al Hoogie, Jake Lewis and Mitchell Rees. Mitch just trying to pile on some pressure now as well. So Jake, after holding on to second, is now in trouble of losing out on a podium position. So keep an eye on this one here. Don't rule out Scotty Moyer either. He's right there in 5th place, and I've done some big changes overnight to that CD Vandermeer Builders, Promoto, Dyno Labs, Suzuki. He'll certainly come alive later on in this race. So we're only 3 laps into this one here. Got 6.5 odd to go, but it's Damon Rees at the moment, the man everyone's trying to catch, but the man second place, it's Al Hoogie, our New Zealand Superbike champion. and certainly going to have some fireworks expected when these two come together on track.
Well, if you look about probably over the last 3 or 4 years, the most successful rider here in Superbike racing at levels would be Scott Moyer, and there's the man he looks forward to putting in an awesome bike fight back there in that 5th place. Made a few changes this year, both of motorcycle and also of tyres, and moving up to the Dunlop, so that's a big change for him. 3 different tyre brands in 3 years, so he's certainly been on the pace as far as tyres are concerned, and just when it comes to putting the pressure on through the tight, that's where he seems to show the advantage. Loses out a little bit on the straight, but I tell you what, Al Hoogie has cut down some of that time of pace setter and Demon Damo, so Damon Reeves with the front, but Brad, Al Hoogie just peddling him down and maybe trying to even wear him down and to see if he can steal that show.
Yeah, he was 3/10 quicker on that last lap around, so fast lap of the race now with Al Hoogie, 1:03.22. So that's quick around here. And then we see that battle for 3rd place. Jake Lewis, Mitchell Reeves, that is absolutely on as they go into the hairpin. Scotty Moy getting himself in the mix there as well. So podium positions up for grabs here. There's plenty of points on hand. Just a 10-lap race. We see Mitchell Reeves has a big moment out of the sweeping left pit lane corner. So he's lost a lot of traction, a lot of time. And that's going to play in the hands of Scotty Moy. So keep an eye on this one here. We see the lap times last time around, and he's quicker again. So Al Hoogie takes another 3/10 out of Damon Reeves. The gap is now down to 0.3, and he is coming from halfway through this one. And it is Damon Reeves, Al Hoogie. That's your top 2. They're flying at the moment. And then go back Jake Lewis, Mitchell Reeves, and Scotty Moyer. The battle for the podium raging on. We've got Daniel Medham sitting there in 7th place. Sloane Frost up there in the top 7, Jay Nassan, David Hall, and Dennis Charlotte in 10th place on the Barrack Sports Car Suzuki. But this one here, keep an eye on this one here, because you can see Al Hoogie has reeled him right into this beautiful McKissick curve, decreasing radius left-hander. It's an amazing corner, and you nearly rip your knee sliders off now. There's that much grip coming around there. So this one here, you can see the bit between the teeth for Al Hoogie. He's now right on the back wheel as they head out of the hairpin. Nothing in it. Race 1 of the New Zealand Superbike Championships at round 2 levels. And all to play for here at the moment.
All right, Timaru Metal Recyclers, cash for scrap. There's no better name to word it, folks. We're so much into recycling these days. We can take the steel out of buildings. They can even take the reinforcing out of concrete. No matter what you've got is cash for scrap. We want to make sure that we're recycling. Of course, nice to be a member of the Association of Metal Recyclers, which of course is making metal matter. It's been used to be part of our world for hundreds of years, and still continues to be, but making sure that we use the old and recycle it. Timaru Metal Recyclers, proud to be behind our event today. Of course, also demolition contractors and specialists in that field, and of course through the Canterbury region for the last decade since those terrible earthquakes. There's been a massive amount of work that they've been involved in and reshaping the history and the future of this beautiful Canterbury region. Bring it on, and a huge thanks Johnny and the team as we get excited about racing and looking out for our hot shots in there at the moment as the battle goes on, and it's all on for the team. And there's the number 1. You can see it on the bike. He's putting the pressure in on the 92. I'm sure Damon has felt it, Brad. He would be right on his shoulder. He's got closer and closer and closer every lap. He's just crept that millimetre further forward. They come down the bus stop. That is left, that is right, that is back to the left again, and then take an opportunity to come in on the short straight and go down towards the Castrol curve. He is under threat at the moment, but Brad, the one thing about catching is all right, but trying to overtake will be super hard.
Yeah, he got that gap down to about 0.3 of a second. Then Damon Reeves has responded, so he's 2/10 quicker that time around. It's back out to half a second, and you can just see Damon Reeves, such an accurate rider, just getting that power on as early as he can. We've got battles all over the track. We've got Scotty Moyer having a good little look up the inside of Mitchell Reeves, but you're going to have to brake very late to go up the inside of Mitchell Reeves. So that gap there, nothing in it as they head around turn 4 on the run to turn 5 and into the decreasing radius. So the battle for 3rd place is absolutely on, as we've got Jake Lewis still doing a good job. He's holding on to 3rd place. Mitchell Reeves there in 4th, and Scotty Moyer on the number 2 machine. He's back in 5th place. He'll be desperate to try and get himself into this championship hunt and get as many points as he can. And these guys are absolutely going for it. So last time around it was a 1:03.2 for Damon Reeves. So this one here, all on. But Al Hoogie's not going to let him have it his own way. We've had 8 laps gone. We've got 2 laps to go. Right down to the business end of this one here. Damon Reeves leads Al Hoogie. We've got Jake Lewis ahead of Mitchell Reeves, Scotty Moyer. Then go back to Daniel Medham, Sloane Frost, Jaden Hassan, David Hall, and Dennis Charlotte. That's our top 3. We go to Superbike B with Aaron Scott ahead of Johnny Lewis, and then go back to Heath Boddicker there. So Superbike B, we'll talk about them as we go through the weekend. They're doing a great job here to supplement our Superbike racing program and having a good little battle of themselves. Can't pick the winner of this one yet with 11.5 to go. You've got to be really, really brave to have a move around Levels International Raceway, but if there's anyone that can, anyone who's done some laps around here and knows how to do it, it's Al Hoogie. He's on the number 1 machine. He's our defending New Zealand Superbike champion. He's on the Blue Crew Yamaha and really piling on the pressure, but this man here, Damon Rees, what a 12 months he's had. Showed us just how good he was when he went to the Superstock 1000 Championship in British Superbikes, and now under pressure, but coming up trumps. So the white flag ready and waiting. We're going to go to a white flag, 1 lap to go. Damon Rees leads Al Hoogie in that gap, but still on 0.4 of a second. So Al just slightly quicker than Damo that time around, but has not been able to make enough head roads in there. So it's going to take a massive move from Al Hoogie. We'll see what he can do when they go down the back straight. We've still got the battle for third, but now it's Mitchell Rees who's got himself into third place. So the battle for the podium is red hot. They're heading down the back straight at the moment, but now Mitchell Rees ahead of Jake Lewis and then going back to Scotty Moyer. So that could finish in any order of those three. But the one out in front, it's going to take a big move from Al Hoogie. I don't think he's quite close enough into decreasing radius. So Damon Rees, he got out in front, controlled this race, and now is in the driver's seat to take it home.
Yeah, super exciting and great to watch that battle coming down, and it's all on between the battle for that second, because we've had Mitch. He has put his nose up in front at one stage, but it's still there with Jake at the moment. They're on the run. Who's going to get on the podium? One of those guys in your picture at the moment is going to miss the podium. We're not going to see their pretty face come up, but it's all on for the 2. Can't see any changes. Here we go. It is right, it's left, it's back to right again. It's the checkered flag. It's out, it's waiting. It's Demon Damo Rees to take it. Head of Alistair Hugenboos, and that's Honda from Yamaha. Now this trio, anybody's for the glory. Should be Jake's. We should have Yamaha 2 there. Yes, indeed. Yamaha and Honda and back to the Suzuki. Now there you go, Mitch Rees, that's a 4th place. That's his worst result in the championship so far, after going 2-2-3 at Ruapuna last week. So he misses out on the podium, but he will still be in the overall lead for that, because the man that was a threat to him was Jake Lewis. He's only finished those 3 points in front, so that's not enough to have evaporated what I think was already 11 or 12 points. So Mitch Rees is still to lead the championship, although back there in 4th place. But Al Hoogie, man, he's just proving that if he could get off the line, Brad, whoever seems to be in the front out of those two, I reckon each one of them could hold the other at bay.
Oh, absolutely. There's nothing between those two at the front. They're world-class riders. Full credit to Damon Rees. Got out early and controlled that race, got the lead done into a checkered flag. So Damon Rees wins ahead of Al Hoogie. Jake Lewis, what a move he did down into turn 4 to take that final spot of the podium. He had all the work to do heading into the final lap and comes up big. So yet another trip to the podium for Jake Lewis. He'll be absolutely thrilled with that. Mitchell Rees comes home in 4th place ahead of Scotty Moyer. We then go back to Daniel Medham, who was in 6th place on his Coleman Suzuki. Sloane Frost in 7th. Jaden Hassan gets the M1 BMW home in 8th place. David Hall up there in 9th with Dennis Charlotte on the borrowed Barrack Sports Bar Bright Blue machine. He's in 10th place. Aaron Scott, the first of our Superbike B riders home. He finishes ahead of Dave Sharp in 11th and 12th place. Johnny Lewis gets 13th with Heath Boddicker there in 14th. Bragging rights for the Ducati Championship coming alive there. Those guys in Superbike B, the 2 Nelson men going for it. But we're going to cross down to Neil. He's going to have our podium situation there. It's Demon Damo Rees, who got out in front, ticked the laps off and did everything right. He defended so well. He's credited with the win on his Team Rees Honda. Al Hoogie gets home in 2nd place, and Jake Lewis rounds out the podium. So more consistent finishes for Jake Lewis. He'll be thrilled with that. We'll cross down to Neil, who will have our podium.
Well, here we go, a awesome podium here with the salami of the awesome red Team Rees Honda in between the sandwich of the Blue Crew and the beautiful Yamaha R1s of the number 1 NZ in Alistair Hugenboos and the 29 of Jake Lewis. So the Canterbury men coming through for the glory, and the North Island Visitor, Invader, Steeler coming through to claim that number 1. So great, we'll have the guys up here on the podium, and certainly an opportunity to get our cream of the crop, and so professional in the way that these guys have presented themselves, and I'm sure that'll continue as we've seen with our other classes. And again, Pirelli Magic showing through again. Power is nothing without control, along with Aon Insurance. Proud to be on board with our update for results. There it is, the professionalism, the handshakes, the drink bottle going on as well. And Jake Lewis, what an incredible start. That was a real plus.
Yeah, the start was great actually. Damo threw it in there pretty hot into one, so I had to sit up a wee bit. But no, really happy. Great race. Bit of a battle with Mitch there, so that was really cool. I need to make some changes overnight to keep up with these two, but yeah, really happy. Big thanks to Yamaha New Zealand, Blue Crew, 360 Logistics, Pirelli, everyone who supports us. It's great to have two bikes back on the podium again.
All right, hey, the resurfacing of the track up at the top end, how's that new start again?
Yeah, it's not too bad. Yesterday I think everyone was having trouble with it, eating up the tyres, but seems like everyone's on top of it now. The temperature's a bit better, which is good. But yeah, the seal's pretty good, so no complaints.
Well done, Jake. Beautiful to see. All right, well, Al, a bit of a setback from last weekend, but you put all that behind you and you've turned up. Didn't quite get the break on the line, but you've proved you're a match for Damon. Got to be a confidence booster.
Yeah, what happened last week? We're just forgetting about that one. So, a good restart, second, and to be with these lads who are charging is absolutely awesome. So, we got some points, and we're just going to keep getting more points till the end of the championship and just slowly claw them back a wee bit. So, big thanks to Yamaha and the team for getting the bike back going tip-top again, and we'll see what we can do in the next one.
Excellent indeed. Quality result. Damo, you've still, I'm sure, you too, from your professionalism, gutted for your result. But hey, there you are. A pace set of 1 point for qualifying and 1 for the win. 26 out of 26 so far. Smile, please.
Yeah, sorry, I'm probably looking a little miserable actually. Nah, it's been a really good day. Obviously, you can't get any more than what I got today. So I maxed out and I'm really happy, but there's a few things that I want to find with the bike. I'm still not there yet. Maybe 1 lap pace, the bike was a little better, but trying to do it every lap, it was kind of on a knife's edge. I felt the front go a lot then. So, yeah, well, hopefully we can find something and test it in the morning, warm up and see how we go. But otherwise, over the moon. The team's worked, flawlessly all weekend, and the results show. So just got to get that little bit more fine tuning done, and we'll be a happy lad tomorrow, hopefully.
Well done. So it just shows you they might be number 1, but they're still looking for perfection. Well done, Jake Lewis for the 3rd, Alistair Hugenboosen for the 2nd, and the number 1 in the hands of the awesome man here, Mr. Damon Rees. Great racing with the NZSBK 2021, brought to us by Aon Insurance and Pirelli. Power is nothing without control. Of course, powering Prada in the awesome Prada Cup Luna Rossa effort up there in Auckland at the moment with our America's Cup 2021. Bring it on. Great racing here at NZSBK.